What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Daniel. Let's go, and we're back at it again with episode 18. I'm here today with Cesar, Carlos, Ethan, and Hector. What's up, guys? We're here to talk about the last event that just happened at TCG, Top Choice Gaming in the city of Redlands, of a 95-player quad case tournament, I believe. It was quads, unless they upped the pricing.
Those 7 cases, yeah.
Oh, 7 or
7.
8?
My bad, 7 cases. We have the top 8 deck list that we're gonna go over. Some spice going in there. CCS that just happened, 15K that happened at the other location. So we got a lot of info to get into, guys. Let's get into it. This is the Lorcana Cookout.
First of all, guys, everyone that was there, awesome. It was amazing. It was packed. It was crazy. Even for the people that weren't there, I know like Lorcana dad was there. It was awesome. I don't know if he's the one that bought donuts for everybody, but that was really cool. I think it was like her and the Fran. I don't know like what was involved there, but Fran was there too.
It was Fran, Lorcana dad, and I can't remember the other lady's name, but they bought the donuts for everyone. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Fran. Thank you, everyone that did buy the donuts.
So good.
Yeah,
they were so
awesome.
Good. They're delicious.
Yeah, thank you.
It was a great vibe. We had so many people from like San Diego, from LA come through, so that was really cool. Phil, another great run tournament. Rob was there. You know, he's the one that he rarely gets to play, so it was awesome seeing him there playing. He's gonna be the one co-hosting the one we're gonna, the Red Saber tournament we're gonna have next week. So that's really cool. My tournament was good. I ended up going 4-3. I had 2 close losses. But they were really close. Like they top deck, the last up to just get to the 20. So, but it was good. I like my list. I wouldn't change much from it because the deck just played well. But I went 4-3 sadly. But I know a lot of other players did well, and yeah, I can't wait to see these top 8 lists go on. It was good performance. A lot of blue red, a lot of purple steel out there. A little bit of everything, kind of low key. Yeah.
Cool. So I mean, I'll guess I'll go next. I ran Amber Steel, kind of ran it back. I went 5-2 overall. I finished 14th place. My loss was red blue, which was I got 2-0'd. And the guy I lost to, we're gonna talk about him in top 8. So congrats to him. And then I lost to green steel. A few changes I'm gonna make for the next week, but I'm gonna keep those under wraps until next week. So yeah, tournament was good. A lot of cool players. It was nice to see everyone there, and look forward to the next one, which is next Saturday. So hope you guys turn out.
I'll go. Once more, we want to thank everyone for coming out, right? Showing the support to TCG. The Goons came out. High Desert came out. DJ Spins came out. Shane was out there. Everyone was, like you said, Rob was out there. Rob's tournament next week that we are going to talk about. Everyone came out to support the shop. Thank you guys. We appreciate you guys. Yeah, it was a great turnout, right? I did run Amber Steel also, a different type of variant than Ethan. I think I went 3-4, so it's kind of rough. But I'm not a big Amber Steel pilot, but Green Steel, as we're gonna get into the top 8 deck list, still shining, so gives me hope. Maybe we just stay with Green Steel going forward.
Yeah, so sorry, I think my baby's crying in the background. I'm not too sure if you guys can hear that again. So for me, I played blue red. I went X2 the first 2 rounds, and then I won the last 5, so I ended up going 5-2. Still think it was the right pick. Just, if you get unlucky, you get unlucky. I played a total of like 15 games, I think I counted, or 16, and I whiffed the turn 2 ramp 8 out of those games. So basically over half or at half. I mean, sometimes it's just not your day. It's basically how it goes. But other than that, I mean, there is a few changes I would like to make to the list. But it's like very few cards. So if you guys are interested, feel free to message me on Discord or Twitter, and I can go ahead and go over those and why I would change the list, or even send out my list. But yeah.
Oh, also, I wanted to shout out Top Choice and Phil because there was a cap yesterday because some unfortunate circumstances happened with their venue, and they increased the cap by like 15 to let extra players in. So that was pretty cool because I was on the wait list. So shout out to both of you. Shout out to the shop, all the people in the shop, and Phil for getting that happen or making that happen. So yeah, appreciate it.
I also just want to elaborate on that. Not only, I say it all the time, but not only because it's my sponsor, guys, Top Choice is one of the best shops out here in the SoCal area. when they host tournaments, guys, if you guys can do your best to come out, because I promise you guys, they will increase the pricing limit almost every time. Like I mentioned it, last quad case, they upped it to an octo case, and this one was a quad case, and I don't even think anyone asked. They just came out and said, all right, we're going to bump it up to 7 cases. So, if we don't got that much tournaments out here in the IE, I feel like big tournaments, at least, like really big ones, like the East Coast, where they're constantly having 10Ks every other weekend, and 15Ks tournaments and 10Ks tournaments. Like, we don't got that, and if we want that out here, we got to support the stores that are willing to always up the pricing, so they feel confident, like, hey, next tournament I'm just gonna make it an octo case tournament, and I'm confident 90 players are gonna show up. So it's just it's something I want in my area. I want it to be like the East Coast, where we're having these big tournaments every 2 weeks, every more consistently. Because after Rob's tournament or after next weekend, I don't know what's to come. Like, that might be it for our set 7 till set champs, until someone wants to step unless someone wants to step up to the plate and want to host another big tournament. But that sucks to me.
Yeah, and then set champs are usually
tiny
rarely over 30 players.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's cool, but like these 95, like yesterday was 95, 94 players. Rob's last tournament was 74. The DLC one was at Top Deck was like 60, I think. These tournaments with like higher numbers are always more enjoyable. They always are more enjoyable because you get good practice versus people you don't normally play against, a variety of decks, and you learn a lot more, and like how to kind of grind through these longer tournaments. Sometimes things don't go your way, but you learn to kind of keep persisting through and trying to work through your the difficult strategies and stuff. So
we get huge tournament.
It makes it more fun. It's more
the
fun.
Community building too, right? Because it's like crazy, like seeing like I was seeing like there's like content creators. There's a lot of the competitive players. There's people that watch the content creators. Like, oh hey, some people came up to me and like, oh man, like it's very nice to meet you. All that, man, is good vibes. Like like a Fran, all them like bringing food. Like Phil with the judging. Bring top choice. The content. It was like all the community came together to have a great event. It was awesome, man. It was good to see.
Yeah, and it's always good vibes.
Yeah.
It's always good vibes.
Yeah, it's always good vibes. Yeah.
And if like people outside the state see big tournaments like this consistently, they'll make it like a thing, especially if they announce it early, to come out. Like, I'm sure a lot of people flew to SSG, are gonna fly to the next SSG 15Ks tournament. I don't know if you guys know this, but CCS was, I think, a 300 player tournament. That's a big number. Like, I wish we have an event out here nearby that ends up being that big. I don't think that's everyone there, but I'm assuming a few people flew over there and stuff, like the really competitive players. So I mean, if we got something with crazy pricing like that, we might get Xana fly out here and stuff, and then we could finally cook, But
and it goes back to you saying, like, because we put quad case because the store wants to play safe, because we want to make sure it's consistently let's say it's consistently 80 and 90, just consistently an 8 case. Now he can put it's an 8 case. Now you're probably gonna get people from Vegas, Arizona, or maybe people flying out to come out. And now you get 150, because we get the situation gets fixed with the venue starts going upstairs, we can fit like 150 people. That 8 case could turn to a 10 case. And it goes up from there. And that goes insane. Like, it's possible. It's just like we said, we have to promote it how CCS and them do it. Promote already like a 5K, 6K. We have to be able to promote it already as an 8 case. So that comes from the community being able to consistently show 80 to 90 people every time, right? Which I think is looking like it is.
Yeah.
Looking like it's going to go that way. So that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, even CCS, they started off, it wasn't, everybody knows it usually turns into a 10K, but they start usually saying, hey, it's an 8K. Everyone just assumes it's a 10K because they always bump it up to a 10 because they always get enough people. Yeah. And this time was the first time they bumped it up to 13K. So, I mean, like I said, if I know, I mean, this isn't even from speaking to the shop owner of my sponsorship, but I know if he consistently gets like 80 player turnouts, he will start announcing bigger tournaments. Like, hey, we're going to stop doing these quad cases. We're going to do 6 case, 8 case tournaments, because I know the last 6 tournaments I had, there were 80 plus players. Yeah. And then if we get even more people, it goes up to 120. I'm sure he's going to bump it up. So, guys, let's get the SoCal towards that direction, guys. I mean, I don't know about you guys, anyone watching, but I want that. Like, I really want that for the community. And once again, shout out to Phil, hands down, best judge, best host, best, organizer for everything. They said it at the tournament. If it wasn't for him, I don't think SoCal would be even close to 90 player tournaments anywhere. I mean, he's the one that got everything started in SoCal, in my opinion. So, really appreciate Phil, being a big part of the community. But with that, further ado, let's hop into the top 8 list at TCG. I think they're in order from best records. Yes, they are. And just to give you guys a heads up, if you guys haven't found out, it was a top 8 split, so they didn't play out. So we don't know who actually would have won the whole thing. But I guess we'll go with
It was 3
the
boxes for each player, so I get it.
yeah. So I guess I know it's kind of late already. It was like what 8 p.m. I think when Swiss finished. So
yeah.
So it was a best of 3 tournament, just to make everyone aware. This guy will go over his. This is Andrew, AJ. He was playing blue red. He went 6-0, and I'm pretty sure he split last round. If you guys can confirm that, go ahead.
Oh yeah, that's the guy that beat me.
Uh,
I'll take the season.
But yeah, what do you guys think about the blue red list? Coiled and foiled. I think he had his whole deck foiled. And chance it's
So we're
included.
talking about this list right here. You're talking about 4 Sapphire Calls. 4 Sapphire Calls is pretty broken. I lost to this player. When I can deal with 1 Sapphire Call, 2 Sapphire Calls starts getting pretty nasty, especially when you're on a build that has 2 Medusa and 4 big Sisus. I lost game 1 because I thought I can take it slow and just out-engine him. And no, he just had so much removal. I just had him draw so much. We went to game 2. I beat him because I kind of figured it out. And then game 3, it was a grind, and I set up lethal, but he top deck a big Sisu because he plays 4, right? So he put in a position with 4 big Sisus to be able to top deck at any time, and was able to like Sapphire call me for like, he had 3. I think he called 3 of my characters, played big Sisu, wiped out my board that was full of like 3-4 strength characters with a big Sisu, and then was able to just dime with the win. But I like this deck. The pilot was good. I know he said he's watched our content. I don't know if he watches the Cookout or the Lorcana, but if you watch the Cookout, man, hey, congrats to you. 1 Greystone Dragon is also solid. No Quill. I like how they're kind of turning away from that. A lot of people are just liking Greystone Dragon right now more, which I agree.
The reason,
right? Rather use your resources from your discard than use resources from your hand. That's fair.
Yeah, he's only on the 1 Greystone, and the reason is because he's still on the How Far I'll Go. I don't think he's like on the full item package. I think when you go the full item package, you do go more of the quills and you cut out the How Far I'll Goes, which is kind of what my list is doing. But like what I was saying, the reason why Cusco is better is because we're in a heavy peat. So like, there's a game where I was watching you. I think even if you did it, you probably would have lost because if he had dime, he was gonna win either way. But if you went dime peat, it would have stopped the hideaway, but it wouldn't have stopped the Cusco, right? Because then you could have dime peat, and then I think you could have won next turn. Or I think I saw your lore count wrong, but that's the reason, right? Because if people are playing hideaways, then blue steel can just dime peat, and then they protect their dime, right? If you're playing hideaways, versus if you drop Tomo first, Tomo Pete, then with Sapphire Coil triggers and Baby Sisu, Medusa, or Big Sisu, then you just kill it, and Pete doesn't really do anything, right? So what this deck is trying to do now, or most blue-red lists, are trying to make it so the Petes are basically useless. You know, all these Petes running around, we're trying to make it like, you Pete, cool, we don't need Pete to wipe your whole board. Like, well, your whole board's going to die either way. So, I mean, I like the list a lot. I mean, I'm in Sailor's Discord, and I mean, I saw his list, and pretty similar, I think, if not pretty on par to Sailor's list. So, I think he probably played Sailor's list exactly, actually, now that I'm looking at it.
Also in a steel meta, because I do still believe it's a steel meta. Like blue red obviously dominates in a steel meta, so that's why there's still going to be a blue red. But in a steel meta, they have to deal with the Cusco now too.
Yeah,
Cusco's you know, if you're gonna waste a long game twos, you can only have so many on that for sure.
Yeah, and it makes like it's like another way for like them to protect the Tomo, right? It's like the Cogsworth thing. I mean, it's obviously a lot more ink, but like if you Cusco first and then they don't out the Cusco and then you drop your baby Tomo and you activate Cusco's ability, then it has 1 resist. So now 1 Zeus is gonna kill the Tomo. Like you gotta put a little bit more to take it out. But yeah, nice list. You guys got anything, Ethan, Danny, or Carlos?
All I gotta say is like, shout out to all you red blue players that have the freaking enchanteds and enchanted Tomos and stuff. You guys are high rollers and they look sick. Like, it's no diss. You guys have some sick ass decks. They look across the whole table, like the upper tables. All the red blue players had like all the enchanteds, and they look sick. So
you want to know why they have them? Because they keep winning, bro. That's why.
I know. That's right. Yeah.
I'm sure with all the pricing he got, he probably opened another one.
Yeah. It looks sick though. I mean, it's dope.
Yeah,
The deck does look nice when it's enchanted.
and all I can think of is I just want to play Ink Geyser against that deck. Is it like what are they gonna do? They don't have like they're not playing quota ramp, right? So the ramp is the Tipo and then the Greatstone, and how far I'll go. But yeah, I don't know. I like the list
No,
though.
I can see definitely like a blue green. Like eventually, like if they kind of ramp first, play like a good threat, like a Clarabelle, right, or whatever, like something like big, and then they go like, okay, Ink Geyser.
Yeah, no, I
The
was
thing is, they have to do it super fast or do something super fast before they get to the opposing player has to drop something better.
Oh, yeah,
Right?
I've been trying to test blue green, and it's a struggle. Especially against steel, just because they can out all the little ones. So all my shift targets basically just get hit.
It's not real.
Yeah, you guys are into the deck is pretty rough. I've played it a couple times. The only problem is like you said, like sure you'll just slap around blue red, but you're just gonna lose to every other deck.
just slap
It's still meta, so you just lose everything else.
So I mean, if you want to take that risk, go for it. If you face 6 blue reds in that day, maybe you'll top. But yeah.
Right.
All right,
Cool.
moving on to next.
Little blue red. I said we just do all the 4 blue reds and then we go. See
You
the
want
comparison.
to do the 4 blue reds?
Yeah.
I think we'll do the top 4 blue
Blue red out of the
reds
way.
of this one, and then we'll do the top 4 blue reds of the next one. Unless you guys want to just go over all top 8.
I think we're going over up top 8.
Okay, we'll go over top,
Top
8.
Yeah, let's go top 8, yeah.
So then this one was piloted by
Oh.
Izzy B.
I played versus him in Swiss. He gave me the clap. He gave me the 2-0 smacking. And
There we go. One Sword of Truth. Man knows the amount of ratios you should play with Sword of Truth.
yeah, and this deck, like, it's a different build, right? Like with the unconventional tool and stuff. And
Yeah.
he was doing some really cool stuff with it. Like,
Yeah, tell him what
nice
happened.
player.
Ethan. Tell him what happened on one of those games. Explain it.
I'm pretty sure I almost am positive it was like turn 1 unconventional tool. He popped it for belt, and then I think he played coil, or it was like another popsicle or vital sphere or something. And then the next turn it was unconventional tool. He popped it for a bell and got fishbone out, and I was like, "That's crazy." He was like, and I was like, and at that point I had wheel in hand. Like I'm playing Steel Song. I have wheel in hand. I was like, he's gonna have no hand by the time I'm on a wheel, which is like super rough. So yeah, but
you went 2 bells on board. That's crazy.
Yeah, but it was like he piloted it well, and then like during our games, he had not like played a B prep at all. He just played Sisus and stuff, and I was like, this guy's probably not on B prep. He's probably on a like B prep list, like no B prep list. And then I play into it and like don't play the Pete, and I get B prep, and I was like, oh, okay, I absolutely got collapsed. I was like,
There's so
all right,
much
you got me.
variety in deck building too now, right? Because
Yeah.
like, you don't know if they're on B prep or not. Like some blue steel players, you don't know if they're on this or not.
Yeah.
Like I remember when I wasn't on strength, and people would be like, "Oh man, like I need to play around strength or raging fire." In my head, I'm like, "Oh, that's crazy. I'm not playing it." Like little stuff like that. It's like crazy. So many different builds, but like you have to try to respect and see everything because you never know. Like
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
stock lists are becoming less and less relevant because everyone's like, there could be good 4 builds, good 5 builds now. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even like, you have to,
This was sick. Yeah.
regardless, you still have to have that precaution. Like this guy
Right.
might just run B prep, and I'm gonna get clapped if I just fill my board and I've just not seen it coming.
To be fair, I was in a position where I needed to put 2 questers on the board, so I put 2 Lawrences instead of a Lawrence and a Pete, and I was just kind of hope because I was like pushing that game. I was pushing it to like I was at like 16 lore, and I was pushing it to win, and I thought he didn't have the B prep, but he sang the B prep with the Tamatoa, and then filled his board again, and I lost. So I was like, okay, yeah.
Okay, so we have 1 item and 1 coil. Okay. I want to see what the other 2 are. That way we can see what the number difference, see if there's more coil build or more item build.
Yeah, so I'm playing more of an item build too, but I'm not playing Bell. The whole thing I have a problem with like Bell and unconventional tool is like you said, like he did that combo and then like his hand was empty, and sometimes I get it, you don't have to do that, but sometimes like I feel like this deck runs out of a lot more steam than like the regular blue red list. And like yeah, unconventional tool is cracked with the Bell, but that's if you open it, which is a lot harder to hit in versus blue steel, right? Because you have eight what's it called, popsicles basically. So, but I do think it's cracked. Like even if you have unconventional tool and you don't have to present the bell, then it's better to just play it on 2 because then you could cheat out workshop for 1 or quill for 1, which is pretty good. But
Also, like that combo, it just happened. Ethan was playing Amber Steel, but it's really only good against Amber Steel,
Yeah,
right?
basically.
Like against every other matchup, you don't want to
Oh,
be
no.
up with 2 cards and had only 2 bells. Like,
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
against
yeah.
Amber Steel, you take that. You're like, okay, well, I'm about to call everything I draw 2 bells, and he's gonna wheel me or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like,
The broken thing is cheating out the workshop for one. Like that's good, and like that's why I think Tamatoa is so strong right now. It's like playing workshop for free. Like sometimes I'll have diamond hand and I'll play the workshop for free instead because I already have 2 other items to draw off of.
So good.
It's
That's
so good, yeah. And then like a play I like to do with blue red is like go to 7. Like if I can't shift Sisu, is go to 7 or be at 7 so they know the prep's coming. If I have the coil on board, or they know the Sisu's coming, I have a coil on board. I'll quest with Tamo, cheat out the quill, then ink twice, and then they won't expect the -2 off the quill. I mean off the coil to Sisu them. Because obviously the quill's not on board, so they're like, oh, he's probably can only ink once. So that's
Yeah,
another
two
like look at
targets.
it too.
Dude, you did it to someone like 3 times. You had like a 5-person board. You were like coil. Sisu. I was like, damn.
Oh yeah, Danny saw that. I think it was I was playing against Burple, it was like my round 5 opponent. I like coiled like 4 things, and then like I also had ice block, so I think I reduced his whole board to like -2, and I just like wiped out my Sisu wiped out like 6 characters that shouldn't have been able to wipe out. So that was pretty nasty. But yeah, I mean I like this list too. Just my testing, maybe it's just me not knowing how to play with it yet, but my testing I feel like a little bit less like I don't feel like the bell's needed in blue red, but I know Jonathan Williams played it, and I know some people are still testing this out. So I mean I don't think it's a bad list. I think it's just like a different direction. You got to play a little bit different. But
style too. I think we're starting to come a little like, do you like it? Do you not like it? No answer is wrong. You have this good pros and cons. There's this good pros and cons. Everything has pros and cons now. What you choose, like.
Yeah, and at a certain point, right? Like at a certain point, like the different varying lists, you still made top 8 out of a 95 player tournament. So you know, obviously did something right.
yeah.
2 different type of lists too. So
we got
yeah.
So we got Shiny Toys by Jonathan Blue Jam. He's also on the bell, also on unconventional tool. So this is more of an item build, I would say.
Okay. So
He has one let it go. I think the let it goes are good in the deck. Like maybe you need that extra 1 removal that would help, like on a Tamatoa or something, right? Like
I like how Maui can sing it. I've always liked that, right?
Yeah. I was always a big advocate for it, but
he's
right
only
now I
on
don't feel like
2
I need
Mauis,
it.
which is a little interesting there too. Because like, what you're gonna be singing it with the. Okay, so it's just a little awkward on this one because he doesn't have many like
Mauis.
like what you're singing it with the Tamatoa, but then you're losing value. You really want to exert your Tamatoa to risk it, and then never play that dime for like a item for free. It's a little awkward in this build.
Yeah.
But hey, I mean it worked. I'm just trying to see.
So when I
Maybe
liked
he was
it,
broadcasting it. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe that's peace. I don't know.
possibly. So when I liked it was, when we were playing a lot of Mauis and Medusas. Why? Because your Maui, if you had nothing to do with it, I always called him Maui Singer because after he rushed, he would either sing my How Far It Goes or sing my Let It Goes, and that would let me go down to 3 Mallies because sometimes I don't want to pay 9. I'd rather pay sing Let It Go for free to remove the threat and then drop my Tomo to present a threat. Versus if I play Mally, obviously she's a threat, but she's not as big of a threat as Tomato, right? So and then like with the Medusa, same thing. Like one lore isn't gonna do me that much of an impact. Like I'd rather sing with her, remove the threat for free, and then develop my Tamatoa. I like them more than, like Hector said, like right now, your singer options is 2 of Maui, which is like you might not see it as often, and then your 4 Tamatoas, which I don't know how often you want to be singing with that instead of questing with it to cheat out an item,
Right.
So
Yeah, this list reminds me. This list gives me like very like, and hey, he did well. I've done this list too. I've done these type of ratios. I get heat on it all the time too. No disrespect to you, but it looks one of those when people tell me like those indecisive lists. Like let me just smack a bunch of 2 ofs and like maybe 3 ofs and like a lot and like see what like kind of goes. Unconventional tool though I did thought was gonna be cloggy in blue red list, but hey, that's 2 lists that already topped with this. So hey, it's good. It's good.
yeah, it's because Jonathan Lamb did it in the SSG, right? The 10 case. He had a crazy build with the shift bell and all that too. So I think he's liking it right now too. Yeah, I think he's liking it too. But like I said, I tested it. There's a lot of times where I just feel like I was running out of steam, but maybe my build was wrong or something, So I mean, we'll see. Maybe I'll go into it. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying for me right now, it's felt like a little clunky. But like I said, maybe I'm playing it wrong. Maybe my build's not good on it. But I don't think it's a bad choice to go into. But we're kind of getting.
That's it's how you guys mentioned, just like popping it and playing Workshop or Fishbone for one. It's just really good.
Yeah.
So our last blue red.
Yeah, that conventional tool, like Workshop comes out, and then you have like a popsicle or like in your hand. The next turn is gonna be really good, or like that same turn is gonna be insane.
Yeah.
So
Gets you card advantage back.
This one, we're looking at a 1 ice block.
yeah.
Okay.
So
This one has Dragon.
Sorry, next our last top 8 red blue is Sweatshop by Dustin. Yeah, so the thing I noticed is the 1 ice block. I think I saw someone with at CCS do the same thing.
Shard.
I'm at 2. I
Shard.
like the 1 too. I like the ice blocks right now. They didn't feel bad, honestly. I would go back down to 1 because I was playing 2, and I would put the 4th coil in just because like I lost round 1 because I didn't see a single coil both rounds. So that hurt me. Obviously, I guess 3 is not enough. So what do? You gotta up it to 4, right? You're not seeing it. So especially if you feel like it's that important. So other than that, is the shark, Maui shark.
I was also having a testing partner on Blue Red a lot, and then it realized like, hey, I need 4 coils, 3 is not enough. Coils the way you win these games, and upped it to 4. So I get it.
Yeah. Wait, who did that? Or
Testing partner.
oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, because I did the same thing, but my logic, I don't know if he did the same thing, but my logic was like the 2 ice blocks should help me until I find the coil, but just against like the blue steel, like the 2 ice blocks is enough. You need the coil for sure. So. But I like this list too. Like I said, I've been saying, I mean, lists are still topping with that. I don't think it's a wrong call. I'm just not a big fan of Maui Shark right now because, like, you present him and he gets Along Came Zeus and you just, like, fall super behind, right? Versus you present Tamatoa, you get back 2 items, you draw 2. So if it gets Zeus, at least you got some value off of it. So, but obviously, Maui Shark is still a strong card. Like, if it sticks, like, it's going to do some damage, but... I noticed like a lot of blue rest lists like will be like at 3 cards, play the shark, hoping for it to stick, and then like I'll be playing blue steel and Along Came Zeus it, and they'll just concede after that because like they can't do anything. So yeah, and that's what I've been noticing. But obviously shark's still like amazing card. Like the card's cracked. It's just right now with like super Pete's running around and like 3 Zeuses in every deck, 3-4 Zeuses every deck. Like I feel like it has a really rough time right now.
The Beats and the Gantus.
Yeah, the Gantus too. Yeah.
Before you change colors, I did want to say something because I think we should talk about it. Like a good segue before we switch to the different color. Ethan, I did want to hear your thoughts because I know. What do you think that? I think Amberstill's a great deck. It didn't top 8. Did it top 8 in the CC? So
I don't
No.
think so.
No.
But
So that's 16, right? Like if you have like a 200, like let's say you combine the tournaments, it's like whatever 100 player, whatever 200 players, whatever, top 16, right? Like that would be like no Amber Steals. What do you think? What do you think was what happened or what?
okay.
Real
So
bad, maybe over dominate or
I think so I mean I can't speak to that if I had lost because I lost 2 rounds back to back after round 3 and 4 yesterday. I lost to Izzy who made top 8, and then I lost to Green Steel the next round. So like I mean, say I don't lose that Green Steel, do I lose somewhere down the road? I think maybe because there was a lot of blue red. I still think blue red is a tough matchup, but I think Amber Steel beats pretty much everything else. I think it can beat pretty much everything else.
I feel like you usually beat Green Steel, but I heard you got Ursula to Ursula to Ursula.
Oh yeah, that was rough. Yeah, that was a tough one. A shout out to my opponent, man. He surprised me with that one. It was like
Teach.
three. Yeah, it was Teach from Drew B's over there, and it's a local card shop. But yeah, the Ursulas were killing me. So, but outside of that, I think Amber Steel's pretty good. I think you just kind of have to switch some ratios up. There's a few cards that I definitely want to try, newer cards, and
Do you think that Diggy has a better matchup into red blue instead of regular Steel Song?
Diggy having a better
Just
matchup.
'cause it
See,
can go
I don't
fast?
see. I'm not experienced on Diggy Hole. I'm not. I don't like I get it. Amber Steel's an aggro deck, yes, but it has the mid-range control aspect with the songs. The Diggy Hole is like aggro.
Just
That's aggro, and I don't like just aggro. I like the ability to go aggressive and then control the board in the mid game and then win.
Yep.
And win that way. I also like how the deck can kind of grind games slowly and then play a wheel or play through Rapunzel and kind of grind games out that way. Because in the red-blue matchups, I did actually end up 2-0ing a red-blue yesterday in my final round. And they were like really grindy games. They were super grindy games. And I was able to do it through the ability of like Rapunzel value with the Bianca and like just setting up the board to make him answer the Neverlands, and then my Lawrence would trade into a 3 power character, and then I'd Rapunzel it for 4, or Rapunzel it for 3, draw 3. So there's ways to do it. It's just
Also, them not on Maui Shark. I think that helps Amber Steel. No,
I think so, yeah.
a little bit. I
If,
feel like you can.
if when you
Yeah.
play
Oh, yeah.
when you play a Tamatoa and I Zeus it, I'm so much like, or I can
Yeah.
you can also answer Tamatoa because you can challenge it.
That's true too. Yeah.
Like the evasive was
But
hard to
it's-
deal with.
But like
Sorry,
I
go
was
ahead.
saying, there's so many different variants. There's so many
Yeah,
different
yeah.
variants.
Yeah,
So you have to figure out, are they on the Sharks? Are they not on the Sharks? Like, are they on Pirates
are they-
Life? Because some
I
are
think
on
it's gonna
Pirates.
start. It's gonna start rewarding players that do their homework.
yeah, and
Like
honestly,
he inked these and he played this. Like if you've been like studying, like you know the build.
yeah,
Oh, he inked this, play this. I know this is this build doesn't play this. You would think that at least that like your best educated guess, right, from doing your homework. So I think it's gonna reward players that like study lists and like do their homework, which is I think that's always cool. Like taking when you can add another level of depth of you can add skill to the game. I always think that's cool.
for sure, definitely like the early turns are the turns where I definitely keep track of what they're inking. So like especially like game 1 or 2, I definitely keep track of what they ink, not note taking. I just mental note. Like if they ink a Maleficent Dragon or something like that, you understand that like they're probably playing more top end in red blue, right? Same thing like if they ink a Maui Shark, they probably have more actions. Because most of the time those early turns they are going to ink those sharks. They're going to ink their bigger cards and stuff. So
Yeah, you can start seeing. Yeah,
you start to think, okay, these are the cards I should expect. This is kind of a similar build that I should expect. So like
like how you said, like if they ink a Maleficent Dragon, usually right now people are picking between Maleficent Dragon or Medusa.
Yep. Yeah.
So it's like, okay, he inked a Maleficent Dragon, played a popsicle. Most likely not a Medusa. It's like little stuff like that. Like a lot of the good players are gonna catch those things.
Yep. Yeah, you just kind of have to remember those things.
Like
Yeah.
in conventional tool, like start thinking item build base, probably plays bells. Like little stuff like that. It's like you kind of have to just know.
Yeah, because yesterday, like one of the cards that I like to hold, this card was specifically for steel matchups, but I put in the Bodyguard Chimp in my Amber Steel deck, and I was like hiding that card for the most part until I actually played it for the first time. And man, when you drop a 4/7 Bodyguard behind like 3/2 questers like Lawrence, Daisy, Smee,
Yeah, that's nasty.
and you have a Chimpo, and then you have an established singer after that too. That shit is crazy.
And a steel meta, that's pretty nasty.
In a steel meta, it's nasty. In the red blue, not so much because Coil just fucks it, but that's okay.
That's one of the few times that I probably feel happy to downtrade with a Hades.
yeah.
It's like a downtrade, but it doesn't feel like a downtrade. That's
No,
how much
'cause it's
value
so big.
Tempo
It's
has a
so
5
big,
drop
yeah.
there.
A
Yeah,
4/7
it's like
5
okay,
drop is-
well, I'm just
yeah.
gonna Hades it, like I guess.
Yep. Yeah.
But yeah.
But
Danny, I
cool
know you
stuff.
played Amber Steel. Do you think because I know like you didn't do like so either, but do you think it was from the deck had issues into the format, or do you think maybe I know like inexperience because I know you don't play it as much? What do you think it was?
I thought it was a good choice. Like I feel that just playing on Fight Club that it was doing really well against Blue Steel and Red Blue. But I didn't think I was gonna play a mirror 3 games in a row, and I'm like, why am I playing against this deck? I want to see all the red,
Oh,
blue,
you
and
played
blue.
3 Amber Steel mirrors?
Yeah, and I'm just like,
Oh,
first round was against Ethan. Second round, I beat the mirror. Third round, I played against the Goon's cousin. I forget his name.
Chris.
That's 2 good Amber Steel players too.
Yeah.
Ethan and
Yeah, like
Cousin.
he's been on Amber Steel since day 1. So I'm like, we went to game 3, and I almost had it, but there was a misplay that maybe I shouldn't have wheeled. And that's the thing where I think I've been messing up on is knowing when to wheel, not to wheel. Like, yeah, we both don't have cards, and I'm not winning the board. I need to try to get back in the game, but it's just I don't have like the reps in there. But I did think it was a good choice taking it into this meta, but it's all good. But we're going into the next deck that I love, and I'm glad that it topped 8. And there was a play that was crazy that made him win to get to top 8, right? Yeah, to get to top 8, and we'll talk about it once we go over the list.
Oh,
I mean,
why
go
don't,
ahead.
why don't you start, bro? Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So it is on the morph list. I'm more of the doc list, but I love this list also. So what he's on 4 morphs, 4 Ursulas. Ursulas good into the steel meta right now. 4 Pete's. He's actually on 4 Johns. He's changing it up. I know a lot of people were on 3 Johns, but I think he wants to go that discard route 100%. That's why he's on 4 Hypnotize and 4 Brunos. Personally, I would maybe try to fit in Zeus's also, like Bruno's and Zeus's. Maybe do like a 3-3, a 2-2, because sometimes you don't like you're going against blue steel and you need to get rid of the character that's on the field. You don't want to bounce it to their hand. Yeah, it slows down their tempo, but you want to actually get rid of it instead. I'm not a fan of the shift Pete's, but I did see it coming into play a lot yesterday. I'm like, okay, I'm looking at it. Okay, it's not bad. He's only on 2, right? So 2's not bad. He's on the 4 beasts. I would go down to maybe 2 coves, but he did top 8. So shout out to you, man. If that's the spice, having 3 coves, then hey, that's it. But there was an awesome play, right? So he was playing against a purple steel aggro. I think it was more or less purple steel aggro. He went to purple steel, played go, got to 19. Green steel player was at, he had enough to get to 19 on the board also, but he had 1 shifted Pete already and 1 regular Pete standing. So he quests with everything, leaves the 1 regular Pete standing, goes to 18. Bruno's his own shifted Pete to put those 2 cards back to his hand. Let his opponent discard 1 card from his hand and hopefully not hit the shift Pete. So the opponent, he shuffles up his card. Opponent rolls the dice, discards. He discards a strength, shifts the Pete onto the regular one. Quest for the last 2 gets to 20. Everyone's like, oh, it was such a good play. That was the play of the
That's crazy. That's high roll.
Yeah, you have to be locked in to be thinking of something like that. Like he was probably locked the hell in. Bro.
That's crazy. That's an awesome play. And
I feel like I saw a lot of games like that we just like it's meant to be.
Bro, they were locked in. But like Carlos and Hector saw me do that too before at Juby's, where I was playing against an Amber Steel player, and I had a whole bunch of cards in my hand, but he was on flutes, and he needed to just sing his songs to win. So I would go Pete, Bruno my own Pete, put it back to my hand. Well, I would go Pete. Okay, he can't sing a song. Anything he plays, I'm gonna destroy. And then go to the following turn. Go next turn. I Bruno my own Pete, or I swing with my Pete. Bruno my own Pete. Play Pete again. And he's like, what the heck? I do it again. I'm just like, I just keep bouncing my own Pete, and hopefully he doesn't discard it out my hand because I have so many cards in my hand.
So wild.
Yeah, no, that's pretty crazy. But to think of like the double shift line, like, oh, my own Pete's not gonna get discarded. I don't know how many cards he had in hand, but like to think about questing with that, to think about questing with it, and then be like, I'm gonna just recycle the shift line and then bring it back to shift on his other Pete. Like that's pretty insane. Like to think of that line, like sometimes you think of crazy lines like that, but that dude must have been like locked in, like to think of that, to be like, yeah, this is how I win.
You feel it. It's like a gut thing.
Yeah, but that's crazy.
Yeah.
Also, imagine Ursula 3 drop would be able to sing along King Zeus twice.
That'd be crazy. Ukulele, bro. Ukulele. We need
tier 1. We would have competed with the meta.
We need a green ukulele.
Bro, like so hot.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
So I like this list a lot too. I've been telling Danny I think it's the morph route. I also been telling Danny that Pete's pretty good. I think like 3. He's only on 2, but I think like 2 to 3 is right. I don't know about 4. The only thing I'm like iffy about this list is 1 the 3 coves, and then 2 the 2 muses. I'm sure it comes in clutch like still against Amber Steel, but it's just like I feel like against every other, which I get it, you can just ink it to 2 of. Like against every other matchup right now, it's just like so dead. Like against blue steel, I feel like it's dead. Like against blue red, it's dead. Like against like, I guess purple steel, it's not that dead. But I feel like they also have like really high strength attacking characters right now. So I feel like it's just dead right now too. So I mean, obviously it can still be good, but
the only thing I'm seeing, maybe like how you're saying, like it is bad into other matchups. But if you did happen to have that Lucifer out there, you could be like, play Lucifer song, bounce my Lucifer, and just continuously try to discard that too. If you need to go that route, right? Like discarding 2 cards and against red blue or red blue steel, it's pretty good.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you always think about that, but like he only has technically like the only thing really impactful to keep bouncing for himself would be the Lucifer and the Ursula, right? Before we used to play like I was a big fan of muses back then because I had the Annas, I had the Lucifer, I had the Ursulas. Like I had a bunch of stuff to keep bouncing back to recycle the on playability, right? Right now it's just basically the Lucifer in this, and I guess the Ursula. But I mean, obviously he hit it. I've been telling Danny I think this deck is cracked still, as long as you're still opening up like the crack lines. I feel like if you don't open up like the nuts, like the deck feels like really like super mid.
I think the deck is good. Cracked is a very huge overstatement. I'm not gonna lie.
I think if you open up like insane, like I think you're I think if you open up insane, like I still think it's like crazy. Like it's still a crazy deck.
Yeah,
You have to
really
open up out cracked the other players out cracked opening.
Yeah.
So rough. But hey, shout out.
I was telling them. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say shout outs to the guy again. Like, dude, green still good to see it. Like I said, the only changes I would do: take out one John, take out one Cove. That gives you 2 slots. I guess I would leave the Hypnotize at 4, but everything else looks solid.
Because I was telling them, like, I believe Green Steel is the most powerful rogue non-meta deck. I do believe that. It's the most powerful. If you're going to go non-meta, I do believe Green Steel is probably the most powerful. Because I still believe it's blue-red, blue steel, amber steel, purple steel. That's the meta, the 4 decks. And then I believe that Green Steel is the best non-meta rogue deck, like, hands down.
Yeah. I agree.
I guess the Cove, right? He has the 3 Coves, maybe because he wants to try to keep his Ursula alive a lot more, his singing Ursula. Like, he's trying to go Cove, trying to go into the Cove, so, like, it hopefully survives.
Also, like, doesn't, like, if it's, like, a Cove and then the big P, then he's, like, technically double resist. He gets, like, that shield and it has, like, resist. That's really
No, it's only the pirates.
No, that's
no,
only
like, himself, right? I'm talking
Oh,
about
yeah. No,
He'll
I
get like a
think,
+1/+1.
yeah.
Resist 1, yeah.
I see why the Cove is.
like in a steel meta, I can see him like being really good.
Yeah, I can see why the Cove is better now because they're people are saying it's better because there's less brawls going around because there's only like technically 1 red deck going around. So that's good, and then obviously Cove is just insane into steel decks, right? So I can see it, but like I don't know, like I still want to go 3. Like I
get it.
Super solid though, super solid. I just would add Zeus. I think Zeus is a necessary card this set, but that's the only thing too.
Let's go to let's go back to the top. So let's go to blue steel, and then we have the purple steel. So we got the blue steel list by Anthony, called items. Go ahead, Hector. Talk about the list, bro.
Oh, nice. I like this list. It's cool. 3 Tipo, 4 Cell. Okay, so just playing 1 more Cell than I was, and then he's still on the Quill. I chose.
By the way, I think you said, sorry to cut you off. I think you said you like this list, but I think this is Zan's exact new list.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you. I would cut the Quills, and what me and Cesar said, workshops is not playing workshops is crazy. That's the only reason me and him didn't like the Zan's list. Is like, oh, no, which is I guess is this one exactly. We're like, no workshops is like kind of wild. Like when you top deck a popsicle, like right, or you draw a popsicle and then you play it and then you pay a workshop and you draw another one and you do another one of those. I don't know how many times that's happened to you, but you draw another popsicle or fortitude and then you just draw. You go from like 1 card to 4 cards by playing 3 ink or whatever. Like it's insane. Yeah, I mean everything else on ratios is cool. I started to become less fan of 4 Let the Storm Rage 4 strengths. That's just because I like with Cell being able to use that extra ink. So I would cut like 1 strength and 1 Let the Storm Rage, put 2 cannons, and still have the same amount of early removal, but without relying on 1 having Bell. 2, you're maximizing on ink efficiency with Cell. But 3 Along Came Zeus is nice. Only on 1 Hades is. I would like to see 1 Let It Go if you're gonna do only 1 Hades, like 1 Hades, 1 Let It Go. I seen that, that's cool. But 4 Big Time Atoas, he's trying to get to this win con real quick as you see this list. But yeah, I don't know about user. I don't like dropping Quill. Like I never hardcast Quill. If I play with a Tamatoa, sure, I guess if that's one of the only items. I would have dropped Popsicle before I would drop the Quill sometimes because I just didn't need Quill. So I completely cut it from my deck. I added 2 workshops and I added 2 more 1-drop items, which is the last cannon, to have more consistency with the Bell. And weirdly enough, I've been able to smack heavy locations or heavy bodies with a Tipo, a Mulan, a Bell. Like it's cool.
Yeah, so
But,
I mean, I see the quill line, like not using it. I also there's a lot of times I don't even drop it. I mean, honestly, I have 2 builds going on right now for blue steel that I really like. It's the Oswald steel, which I'm still a big fan of it, and then the non-Oswald list, which I still think it's really good. And the non-Oswald, yeah, you could write bait all you want, bro. Go for it. With the non-Oswald list, like
it's coming.
with the non-Oswald list, like I still think you go workshop like Vision. Like sure, I guess his idea is probably like instead of me wasting all this ink to draw the 5 cards, like I'll just pick pay 2 and then pick the 5 that I want. But I think I'd rather have, I guess in a sense where if I really need an answer and I could pay 2 and then get my exact answer versus paying, well, let's say 4 or 5 and then get my answer. Like I get it, but most of the time the answers you have in this list besides Hades are all singable, right? So like even if you have no ink, like the majority of the time you can sing them. So I feel like paying the more and then having the cards in your hand is better than just getting the 1. But that's just my opinion. And I don't think workshop is low in this list at all. Like I don't feel like, I don't know. That's just me.
Great.
Yeah.
You're playing 4 stage drop Tamatoas, and you're playing 8, 9 1-drops. Why isn't workshop on the deck?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I can see the
Man,
quill
why
line.
isn't workshop on your deck?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
But this guy,
You're getting there. You learned about the no Oswald. You're getting there. It's
Yeah.
all right, man.
I get the, and honestly, shout out to Shane for putting the one Great Stone Dragon, because after me and you were talking, like we both don't really drop the quill. Even if I'm playing like the Oswald, like I said, I like the Oswald build because I'm not playing Oswald. I'm only on 3. I wouldn't be mad going down to 2. I'm not playing the Oswald to bank on the Oswald, and I've said it multiple times. Like I'm playing Oswald. And like just for the value, if he hits something crazy, then I just win the game. Like if like game or round 1 against Rob, round 2 he goes, Oswald, and then he inks, and then he hits workshop popsicle. Like, and then the ink after that he hits dime. Like that right there just won him the game off of Oswald. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not banking on that to happen, but if it happens, like there's just some games that I just win like flat out. So that's why I'm playing it. So I'm not putting down Oswald, and my mentality isn't like, oh, if I ink and I don't hit off of Oswald, I lose. No, I'm playing Oswald, and I'm like, I'm going to ink, and if I don't hit, I'll be fine. I have another game plan. If I do hit something crazy, then I just won the game. Like, that's the way I'm viewing it. So that's why I still think the Oswald is good. I do see why you went a different route, Hector, and it's because you were thinking more of, like, more steel decks to be present. I do feel like the Oswald obviously is worse into the steel deck and presenting a better board than Oswald, but sometimes, like, if my Oswald already did it... Yeah, but obviously if my Oswald has already done its thing, like sometimes I'll swing in it, especially if I hit a workshop early off of it. Bro, I don't need the Oswald anymore. Like I'll sack it. Like I'll trade it to kill something. Like I'm fine with it.
We were saying like me and Caesar's list is very similar on removal rates and everything. It's just he has 3 Oswalds, I have 3 Mulans.
Yeah.
I like to dig, discard the item, and like I'll discard a Dime or an Arthur or Hades early in the game, and he likes the Oswald, and that's fair. Like, but we're similar. Like we understand. Like we know what's good. Like we know we're agreeing. He likes the Oswald, I like the Mulan. Like
yeah.
Kind of
And honestly, shout out to Hector. I mean, if you guys want my list, I don't know if Hector will show his, but if you guys want my blue steel list, same thing. DM me. I'll go over it, and we could discuss some changes on X or on Discord. But one thing I did convince because I was testing against him. It was only like 3 matches, but the Cogsworth, and then just playing against like other like Kiwi birds, like the Cogsworth is a problem. I do think Cogsworth, you need to find the room in it somewhere. I found a way to squeeze it into the Oswald deck. I haven't been having trouble with it, but I also haven't like done like isolated testing to see how good my list is with it. But on Fight Club, like the deck's still just insane. Like I still haven't dropped the game. Like I'll play 4 or 5 games here and there, and I still just don't lose games. Like it's crazy. So
I think like Ethan can like vouch, like Carlos can vouch for the purple steel. Danny can vouch for like when the Cogsword gets dropped and you're playing the steel color, it gets real quick. Like your whole game channel, like you're like, okay, well now this whole game plan like completely goes sideways. Also like Boostimers and like how Harlan talked about it. You can check on my channel. Caesar's actually in there when Harlan talked about it. He said. Also in mirrors, it feels bad when they drop a Cogsworth and you don't have any in your deck.
Yeah.
To fight back. It's like, well, because at least you go Cogsworth, like, why have one too? Boom, math is even again. But nope, if they drop one and you don't have one in your deck, it's like, ooh.
Yeah, and the funny thing, Hector, when we were testing and you dropped the Cogsworth, like, sorry to out your list, but when you dropped the Cogsworth and like I saw it, I was like, I bet you, without even saying, before you sent me your list, I was like, I bet you anything he's only on 2. And when you sent me your list, that's the first thing I looked for. I looked for your Cogsworth con, and I saw 2. I was like, I knew it. I'm like, it makes sense. Like, like with all the blue steel that we're expecting running around.
The deck draws so much. You can afford 2 of now.
Yeah, and it's just like you said, it's just broken. And the reason why it's broken is because we have all these characters we can just cheat out, right? Belle and Scrooge, and imagine Scrooge with resist 1. Imagine Belle with resist 1. They're just like these heavy bodies that you're cheating out for free that can just trade into basically anything. And then like, I'm a big fan thanks to Moyen. Like, I'm a big fan of the cannons, the last cannons. So it just makes your bodies even better. Now you have a 7/4 resist 1 Scrooge. Like, dude, that's broken. Like, like it's ridiculous. So, yeah, I like this list a lot. I mean, I actually don't. This is actually Zan's list. I actually do not like Zan's new list at all. That's just me. I'm not a fan of the vision. I'm not a fan of taking out the workshop. But I mean, he top 8'd, so I mean, he did something right. So I don't think the list is bad either. I just
I also I also saw one on one of the streams. I forgot what it was. He had a double dime and just a Cogsworth against Blue Red. Just a Cogsworth. And the guy had like baby Sisus and Brawls in his hand and Medusa and could not. He had to dig for a big Sisu for 1 Cogsworth. He was not driving more characters. He was literally like, you gonna be Prep me or you gonna big Sisu this 1 Cogsworth? He was like double dime tap Cogsworth, double dime tap got passed. I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I have a question real quick. How do you guys feel with the 3 Scrooge? Do you think that's right?
I think it needs to be at 4. Yeah. I'm a big advocate for 4 in almost every. If you're playing more than 16, 17 items, I think Scrooge. Dude, I think Scrooge is crap.
I can miss off the Scrooge and I still drop the 4/4 body on turn 3.
Yeah.
Right. Or
like,
I think
that's what people are misunderstanding, right? Like, one, think about the numbers, right? We've been playing aerial with 16 songs. Obviously, getting closer to the 20 mark is nice, but if you're you're playing aerial and then you whiff, I get it feels bad, but Scrooge is doing the same thing, but a more cracked body that you can also drop on 3 if you ramp on 2, right? So it's like an aerial that if you whiff, it's just a better body, and if you
aerial
don't,
gets dropped on 3. Scrooge gets dropped on 3, but the thing is, if they both whiff, they have a 2/3, we have a 4/4.
Yeah.
And as Singer, I guess she's also Singer 5, but yeah, it's a 4/4, right? So even if you whiff, that's fine, and then sure, Tala, but if that's what I'm saying, like, you're playing more than 16 items, it's not, you will whiff, but it's not often you whiff. So then think about Tala, right? So you're like, I'm gonna play Tala instead because I won't whiff. I get it, but it's not very likely that you'll whiff off the Scrooge. So a majority of the time you're doing the Tala effect and you're getting a better body, right? And then you have also the super broken second part of the card on it that you can cheat out the Oswald for free whenever you got a bunch of items. So Tala does not do that. So but yeah, I think it's 4 of Scrooge. I fully agree with that. Yeah. But
we'll go on the purple steel.
We'll go on to the next list, the purple steel. Whoops, that didn't work.
Carlos, you can talk about it. You can introduce it. Talk about the.
Yes.
So like I lost him. Yeah. Go ahead.
This is clearly blue, purple steel aggro, which honestly I've been playing a similar list to this one. I just wasn't on the roses or the maleficents. But I mean, it's a good list. I think if you're gonna play purple steel, you kind of have to go aggro. The mid range just feels so unfavored into amber steel, blue red. Against blue steel, it's like not super unfavored, but those 2 are the hardest matches for mid range. And like with this one, you kind of just, you put out all these bodies that they have to deal with, and you just kind of quest out. It's really easy. But yeah, I mean, I really like the list. I'm not a fan of the Maleficent, the 1-drop, but for that I'd probably just add in cannons instead, and then that's it. But otherwise, like, this list is really good. Maybe put in the 3rd Calhoun because it just stops people from questing. It literally stalls them and it just lets you quest out, and then you just trade back after if they want to hit your bodies. So yeah.
So what I can say, because I did play this guy, we went to game 3. It was close. I think I had like an Arthur and double dime on board with like a body, and then I did the math and I quested with everything double dime time, and I did the math like 40 times, and I keep getting to 19, and he had a golden hand. I knew he's like, I have the gold. So it was kind of rough and unfortunate. But I would say this: the 4 genies were annoying, man. Because he would go the Maleficent, just get enough lore, and if you go genie, draw, then he would drop another genie. Because having consistent genies. Oh man, wasting on long games is like it was pretty annoying, especially when like now he has like Smees, Cajuns as well. It was good. Like I definitely like it. The Baby Maleficent surprisingly were a little bit annoying, because he was doing like the bounce. As you saw, he's playing 4 snakes, 4 foxes. He was doing like the quest for 2 Maleficent, bounce back, play it again.
Yeah.
Which sure you have this removal, right? But it's really tempting because like you want to hit the brooms too. You want to hit the Chernobog because you want to stop his draw. But then this guy kept going insane. He kept going like dock with 4 docks. So I think it's consistent as him like punishing, right? Like I either draw a bunch of my purple 1-drops, or you get rid of them through damage, and then I'm gonna eventually get a dock and draw anyway. So maybe that's what the mistake I did. I kept trying to hit like the Chernobyls and the brooms. That way he doesn't get card advantage, and then he would just have the dock anyway. I'm like, okay, well then whatever. But yeah, it was game 3. It was close. I lost a very close one. I would play it differently now. Obviously, that I know is this. I did know some of the stuff, but it was good.
Can you guys remind me? Was Bivens on Continentals? Was he on? I know he was on Rabbits, but was he also on Libraries? You guys remember?
No, he was on no libraries. He was on.
So his only draw card was
Two
Rabbits.
Genie?
I thought he had
It
no
was 2
genies.
Genie. No, he had 2.
Oh, okay.
He had
Yeah.
2 genie, 4 rabbit, and it was like the 4 strength and I think 3 Zeus or 2 Zeus.
Okay.
I think it was 3.
I
Yeah.
think he was at 2. I think he was at 2 Zeus, and then his other card draw was, I mean, the 1-drops. He was at 4 of each.
Wait,
Yeah.
I just noticed he only has strength of a Raging Fire as his
Yeah,
removal.
no Zeus.
Yeah, that's usually what they play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why with this. That's why with this I would add like 2 cannons.
I mean, that's
Well,
kind
Well,
of
if you have
what they do.
Genie
Yeah.
and you have Genie and Goat as a singer, would you guys not play at least like 2 Long Game Zeus?
I would. I don't think I would ever consider.
I'm trying to remove something.
Mm.
Oh
Because-
man, but like the tempo
Because-
sometimes, right? Like if you drop a Goat, you gain the Lord, let's say, and then they drop a 6-drop Tamatoa. I promise you, you'd rather sing with the Goat a Long Game Zeus than quest
Yeah.
1 with that Goat.
Yeah.
Like,
I was just asking because I always said like it's either Doc and Genie or you go Rabbit and like
yeah,
I guess Rabbit Genie. I do like if you're going
Or
lower to the
Rabbit
ground to go Doc Genie because I get why Bivens took out the Genie because or not took out but like prioritized more Rabbit because against Blue Red obviously it's better because you're at least getting the card after they remove. But I guess it's kind of like I guess you gotta make that decision right like you play Genie and it's a little bit worse into Blue Red. But Genie's cracked against Blue Steel, right? So if you're thinking Blue Steel's going to be more heavy, then like yeah, probably the Genies are better. Because to be honest, I mean, to remove Genie from Blue Red, to remove Genie as a Blue Steel player is a lot harder than to remove it as a red Blue player. So
Yeah, and then like anyone who's playing green is back on Diablos too. So it's like, I think putting in those Genies helps, or keeping in the Genies helps, and then also that's why I said I would definitely add like by the cannons. And also when like, since you're usually turning sideways anyway, their characters end up staying alive. Cannons are just gonna help take those out, just finish them off.
yeah,
I feel like 3 strength is not enough, or 4 strength over rage fire is not enough for removal.
Yeah.
But I do like the list. It's definitely just go fast, and yeah.
I agree right now with purple green and obviously green still take advantage of the Diablos because as long as they're getting disrespected, Diablos always is going to be like win you some games out of nowhere if they can't remove it. So I even think right now it's right to play Diablo and green purple. I don't think you can play that dual ink color that James is trying to put in.
yeah,
but definitely.
I don't think you don't play purple green.
but-
Honestly, I think you just play green steel, right? The best amount meta deck.
No, yeah, I'm just saying if you are playing purple green, I do think it is right to play it
Like,
in there right now.
Yeah, I played against a good amount of purple green out here at locals, and they're going fast, dude. Like it's a hard matchup even for me as playing purple steel.
Yeah, it's probably that burn deck
Oh,
that
that's right. I have
artifacts
to
and
deal
all
with
these
that
shit.
San Diego. I got to deal with the San Diego meta on Sunday. It might be a little different. We'll see.
Yeah, so
So first time out there.
there were some pretty good purple greens, and they're running the Diablo. They're running This Is My Family. Some of them are running the Gathering Knowledge. So it's just like they're just going fast, bro. So it's
Okay.
yeah, like someone I not presented lethal, but I basically had lethal because I had hand like goats in hand, and he was at 15 lore. I was like, okay, so I'm good. I'm like, I'll just quest out and just leave it. And then he goes gathering knowledge, goat. I was like,
That's
bro,
nasty.
what the heck?
Not real, yeah. I know, Cesar, I don't know, because I know we are running close on time. I don't know if you just want to share a deck color combination that we haven't shared for the CCS.
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna do. So real quick,
you want to do the purple red for sure.
Yeah, so real quick, just shout out to everyone that made top 8 at Top Choice and everyone that came out to support the store. We really appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Shout out
And
Phil
I
for
guess
helping us get the list too.
shout out to top 16 too, since they did get some pricing, but we won't go over the list.
I
Yeah,
also
well,
wanna,
box, pretty
hold
good.
on. I do
Oh,
want to
yeah,
shout out
sorry,
my
guys.
I do want to shout out my other Amber Steel boy, VJed. He brought some spice too, so just want to shout him out and
Penny over dime. Wow, don't
One of
let
the
James
boys
see
from the
that.
light.
James is gonna get
Yeah.
all.
But yeah, shout out to him.
Yeah. All right.
Good
so
run.
shout out to them.
And then
So we go to
let's just do, I think,
CCS.
purple red, honestly.
Yeah. So let's look at the list real quick. Yeah. So we're probably just gonna go. Oh, we'll go over Lamb Chomps because he always brings out some
He
crazy
does some
stuff.
spicy. Yeah. So this is gonna be more, guys, of a set 7. We're gonna put on the thumbnail. You guys are gonna see set 7. You know the set 7 case tournament results. But you know what? It is fair that we give you guys some of the big tournament that top from the CCS because it was a big tournament.
So we won't talk about it, but just shout out to them. This guy, Logan. I don't know who ended up winning. We obviously turned off the stream, but him, Logan, this list was in the finals going against this Mirror Hector versus the finals. So just if you guys want to pause the video and take a look at it, feel free. But we're not gonna talk about it because we're kind of running close on time.
Another Maui Shark. So there you go.
Yeah, another Maui Shark.
Watch Lamb Chop list be the most.
Oh, we gotta talk about this.
Yeah. So the deck. Oh, this is kind of nice too, but we'll close it. So we gotta talk about this. The deck that supposedly died, and maybe it is still dead. We'll see. But this is spicy. I was seeing this go around, but I'm not a purple red player, so I'll let you purple red player start.
I'm not. It's cool, man. Like no,
I don't want to judge it real quick.
it's no. This list is actually cool. Like locations right now are actually pretty strong because Maui's are not very prevalent. So a lot of the blue red lists we saw are on like 2, and usually they're used for ink. So
is the Forbidden Mountain a 2 cost or another 1 drop?
It's a 2 cost. It's a 2 cost 1/6.
4 of the 1 cost, 2 of the 2 cost, and then 4 of the library.
Yeah,
I could see this becoming cracked. Like if the library gets going.
Yeah,
With all the 1 drop value. What does that Queen of Hearts do? I definitely have one.
The Queen of Hearts is 1/4, but if she has damage, she becomes a 4/4.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the
So,
Queen of Hearts
I mean,
is pretty good.
It's pretty good, but like it has to.
And it's still meta. It could be good, right?
Yeah,
because it's 4, so they're gonna have to ping it, and you have to fully finish it. Because if you don't fully finish it, then it's a 4/4.
Yeah.
That's fair. I like it. I don't know how I feel about 2 Dragonfire.
Yeah, that one.
Like, I don't know. Like, I'd rather have Tremaine. I saw one of the blue-red players, when he lost, he did the shift line Sisu, cleared his board. He only left the library. And then the guy just went Dragonfire past the purple-red. I'm like, well, you could have done that with Tremaine, too. You know what I mean? It would have been the Tremaine, blow out the board. Now you have also a 2-quester, move to the library.
Well,
like, I'm like, move. Yeah, because he did Dragonfire, had 2 spare ink, pass. But he could have gone Tremaine, moved to the library. Like, literally stuff like that. I'm like, okay, well. But... Hey, I mean, well, how many players tournament was this?
It was 300 and something.
300 guys. He's top 4. So the deck is not dead. You can't call it dead, and him doing that well. It's not meta, but it's rogue. It jumped down maybe 4 or 5 decks down. But you can go to a 300 player tournament and apparently get top 4.
Okay,
so we can. He completely said the deck is not dead, and you can't say it's dead if it like. I don't know. You can't tell me the whole lucky thing because you have to be still a good pilot to be winning 300. But like a local, sure, you got lucky that day. But like a 300 player tournament, like, what, you got lucky every game to go into top cut, and then you got lucky in top cut to make it to top 4. Like, okay, no.
No, I mean, I'm not taking away from the pilot, but I'm not taking away from the pilot, but you still gotta have some sort of luck. I mean, I don't know his matchups, but I mean, you know, it's like what they say. It's better to be lucky. It's better to be like good. It's better to be lucky and good than just be good. Yeah. So if you're lucky and good, you're just kind of like unstoppable, right? And you're not lucky every day, right? So it was probably just his day. I'm not saying he wasn't a good pilot. I'm sure he's a great pilot, fantastic pilot, but I'm sure he might have gotten lucky along the way somewhere with matchups and stuff like that. So that's just happens, right? When you run rogue decks, like you got to get lucky somewhere, right?
Kenny, it was nice to be you being my blue steel partner.
Yeah, 100%. I was about to say the same thing.
I already know how this goes. You're gonna be on TDK Tuesday playing this list.
Yeah, Kenny.
Yeah,
Kenny, bro. You gotta go back to purple red, bro. Someone did it. That means you can do it too, bro.
You gotta
Come on,
represent Kenny.
No, I'm not too. But he's on a different team now, so maybe they have him playing different stuff.
It was the guy that was playing blue red that used to play purple red burn. Was it Brian?
Brian, yeah.
Yeah, watch he's gonna pull out with his list.
But yeah, cool list. I mean, honestly, spicy. It's kind of like the whole Ed thing, right? Kind of protect the location.
Yeah, this guy needed a shout out. Whatever his name is, I can't see right
Zeke
there
the
on
Beast.
screen.
Zeke the Beast.
Yeah, Sink the Beast. Hey man, when you do something
Hey.
that like no one believes in, you put yourself out
Fire.
there and then you do it. Like you cooked the list, you did the hard work. You know, some people wait for the hard work to be done. You did it. You need the credit, man. Congrats to you, man.
Fire name. It's free real estate. Fire. But, let's go on to.
Where's the Jim Hawkins though?
You don't need it, bro. It's too slow.
Oh, I know. Jim Hawkins is spicy. Jim Hawkins without castles, like Jim
Yeah.
Hawkins with
Bro,
castles.
what?
What is
I
this?
see this list is crazy. It's
This is
all
lamb
over.
chops, bro. This is lamb
But
chops,
like,
bro.
but this guy's goaded, so he's goaded with Lucio.
He should have had a world's invite to be TBH.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should have.
This
But
is cooking, bro.
this guy is always cooking. Bro. That's why I wanted to show this
Arthur,
list.
I like it.
Don't get me wrong. Once again, can everyone play this list? I don't think so. Lamb chops is just a crazy
He's just
pilot.
so big brain. Like, look
Yeah.
at this, and then you pilot this deck. See how many lines there is just by looking at the deck list. Like, look how many lines you can have in this deck. Like, it's like a headache, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy. But I mean, he
Imagine
always.
having 7 of these cards in your hand. You're like, what do I do?
What do I do?
for sure.
I only have a 2. What do I do?
I'm looking at this list and I'm like, what do I do? I don't know how to fucking play this.
Oh, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
What?
like you have to be so careful on what you're inking.
He has Hawking on too, so he's not. But he has Tipo on too.
My thing is how often. This is my thing, right? I change my list. Sometimes, like once I'm cemented, sure, but like with all his list changes, how often does he remember his list? Like he had to be playing like 100 games of this exact list to be like, all right, like my prior iterations had 2 grabs. This one only has grab. I got to remember I only have 1 grab, right? Because I'm sure he doesn't stick with the same with how many 1s and 2s he has. I'm sure he kind of fluctuates these. So like, how many games does he run to cement in his head? Like, all right, this iteration doesn't have the 2 grabs. This one only has the 1. Because sometimes I'll be playing. And I'm like, wait, do I have 3 of this or 2 of this, or did I bring it up to 4 or stuff like that? So to be playing.
I do want to say something about when you don't play stock lists like everybody else. You know how it used to be stock red purple, stock blue red, stock amber steel, stock whatever. When you don't play stock lists, so I want to say this because I've done coaching. I have a list that I put out. I do well with it, and then I've coached someone. You know, they and then they'll be like, "Is this how you do it?" And I'll show them. I want to see what they're doing first. And I'm like, "Wait, I wouldn't play this deck nowhere near like this." And then I would show them this way. So I would say this, guys: if you're gonna choose to play like decks that Lamb Chops puts out there, if there's a master guide or there's coaching, that's probably one of the decks that you probably really want to pick his brain on, right? Like that's probably one where you really get your value from either coaching. I know he put out master guides before, or you get a master guide from him because you can't just pick up this list. He top with it. I'm gonna top with it too. Like he obviously has a game plan and he built this deck himself, so he knows exactly what to mulligan patterns and all this and that. So if mine that are not as hectic need that specific coaching from the pilot, I can only see this one being like, just shout out to him, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. So we're not gonna talk too much about this list because honestly, this is just
One
madness.
aerial was crazy.
Yeah, this is just madness. So, but shout out to him. Good
One
stuff.
grab, 3 things.
1 Arthur, 180s, 1. There's a lot of
Bell,
1-ofs.
2 bells.
1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 1-ofs and a bunch of 2-ofs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Eight,
because I was
9.
looking. He was on.
When the ratios of the cards are not like he has more ratios of less than 4 than he does.
I'll tell you right now, Edmund Chu's probably sick looking at this.
Yeah, he's probably
Dude plays 4 of decks all the time.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
'cause
he's built a credibility. Like Lamb will just put a list, and now no one questions it because it's like, okay, it's Lamb.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I'm not even.
He's
I'm not.
the only one that get away with this, and no one even like can say one bad thing about it because he'll like consistently top and like.
Yeah,
Like you said, he's literally a world's competitor. Like he's at that credential.
Yeah.
He should be a world's competitor.
I can't even suggest anything on this. I mean, I can make my suggestions on what I do, so I don't play bad, but I can't say much about this list. Yeah. But yeah, crazy. Shout out Lamb Chops. He's a crazy player, man. I think he should be. I think he should be at Worlds, but unfortunate stuff. And then we'll just go over this one just because we didn't go over. I think there were a few tops. Oh yeah, there was actually. Oh no, yeah, there's just this one. But yeah,
this looks like diggity. This looks like diggity, but he took out the amber cards and put blue cards.
Yep, and it's probably just better.
Basically,
Probably just better.
Yeah, basically. So
This should be diggity.
Yeah, but this one isn't playing Zeus.
Does Diggity play
Not
Zeus?
like what? Yeah, no, Zeus.
Does
I
Diggy
don't
Hole play
know. I
Zeus?
don't know if Diggity plays.
No, Diggy
No,
doesn't play
Diggy-
Zeus. That's what I'm
Diggy
saying.
doesn't play
Literally,
Zeus.
it's like
This
just
is
a blue
this
card.
is blue steel. This is blue steel Diggy. It's literally what he put.
Yeah,
No doors.
this-
Yeah, literally, yeah.
This is Diggy Hole like looks just like Diggy Hole.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not gonna go Daisy or Piglet, but I'm just gonna go Alice and the Baymax with the card. Hey, with the Cogsworth and a steel meta, that's fair. Like you're boosted like DeLoreans, your Pluto, and like, huh? I wonder if Diggity, like the Amber Steel players, just like, well, I guess this is the Diggity now, and then just do
Yeah,
that,
they're probably on
right?
this.
It
Yeah,
looks better. It does look better.
It does look better. But yeah, I think he got the. Obviously, you've been rocking Baymax for a while, but I think he got the Baymax because I think Artifacts and LD put it for their new LCC list. So obviously, like when big names.
hell no.
So obviously, when big
That's
names,
weird.
when big names put something, everybody just jumps on right away. But when Hector does it, it's got to wait for someone else to do it. Yeah.
See, I'm only like popular like SoCal based when they're popular like the whole world Lorcana wise, and obviously Artifacts did it, right? Not
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. 100%.
It's okay. Some of SoCal players know. I know. It's okay.
So that's about it. Only thing we got to wrap up is the tournaments coming up. Like I said, we don't have that many left this weekend. If you guys want to comment any other tournaments that we aren't aware of, so we can shout them out, and hopefully us go to them if it's something we don't know about, then leave us a comment.
Cesar, I know some shop owners in LA, like out there, guys. Message me or message any of us on comments or so we can shout out your tournaments. Honestly, like we're not like intrigued to like force to shout out the San Diego and like register. Sometimes they help us out and they hook us up with stuff too. You know what I mean? But I'm saying like if you give us the info, we'll put it out there. For the community. Like let us know if you want us to like shout out big tournaments that maybe we're not. Like I said, we're not aware of. Like we're not all tied into these. Like Cesar, right? We're not like. It's like TCG doesn't sponsor Cookout Gaming. We're doing this because we wanted the community to come out, and vice versa for the TV, stuff like that. So for the Red Sabers and like all that stuff. So you let us know.
Yeah, and honestly, it's our goal. Like I said at the beginning of the video, like it's our goal to get these tournaments to be bigger all in the era. Dude, if LA has, I know LA's gonna do a crazy 10K tournament. I'm gonna drive to LA, bro. I'll do an all night tournament there. Like if I have to, if it's a big tournament, 10K, so like it could be more consistent out here. I'll go to that. But like if I'm driving to LA for a 2K, like I'm not gonna do that. It's like a 3-hour drive for me, and then play a 10-hour tournament, and then come back and do another. Yeah, but it's a little bit close. It's a little bit closer to you, but it's like 2.5-3 hours for me if there's a bunch of traffic. So, I mean, it's not worth it for me. But yeah, so we got Rob's tournament. Yeah, just for me to miss ramp on 2 and go X2, and then whiff. Yeah. Hell no, bro. I mean, just because it was TCG, I was gonna stick out, but I would have left. I was honestly about to leave, but yeah. So Rob's tournament coming up this weekend. I didn't even pay attention. I'm a dummy. I guess we all know card players can't read, but first place, it doesn't say here, so if you guys aren't aware, is first place is a graded 10 Alsa Enchanted, so it is graded already as a 10. And then second and third place, these are the full promo sets. I'm a dummy. It says it right here. I thought it was just like one card. Like you get to pick one of the D23 cards. No, it's the full promo set. So second place gets the two full D23 promos. Yeah, basically. And then third place gets one full. Third and fourth gets one full. I literally thought like, hey, you pick either the Ursula, the Oswald, or something. Like I thought it was one card. No, it's the full box. So I was talking to him, and he said, yeah, it's the full thing. So honestly, first, second, third, good pricing. 5th through 8 is pretty good pricing, and then 9th through 16th. And talking to him there, he already he didn't guarantee it, but he did kind of say it because someone asked him when I was playing against him, like, will he up the pricing too if he gets crazy turnout? And he said more than likely he'll up it too if he gets a crazy turnout. So if he gets a turnout like TCG, I'm sure this pricing is going to be up somewhere. Probably not like, I mean, maybe first place might get some packs, but I'm assuming he's probably going to only up it by throwing in like extra packs if he has it, right? Like extra packs all around.
Also, guys, if you lose early, I know Rob, because some people want boxes for cheap, and you feel confident that you go 4-0. He does side events, the box tournaments. If you can get on those, if you lose early, get on those, because like if you go, it's like I think it's an 8 players, you only need to win 3, right? I think you only need to win 3. Yeah, if you go 3-0 in those things, you get a box.
Yeah.
You pay like $15 or $20. I don't know how much you usually get.
Yeah.
You get a box. Like you go 3-0, you get a box. Like, hey, get in those tournaments if you lose early. Like you go X2, like stick around. I'm sure Rob's gonna do it again. I know if like for some reason I go X2, I'm gonna play one of those box tournaments.
Honestly,
Rob, people fire off, but I'll do it. Like,
honestly, Rob will do just about any kind of 8-man pod if if you guys are up for it. Like, I mean, I asked him one time. I said, "Hey, bro, let's do the Enchanted Elsa 8-man pod." And he said, "You're gonna have to pay like $60 entry, bro." And I was like, "Oh, bet, my bad."
That's the great thing. Like that's so good that Rob does. Like, hey, does anyone win a box tournament? Boom, everyone signs up. Dude, he has multiple pods sometimes, and people do it multiple times. Hey, you're here to play. Yeah, you kind of.
EX to the main
But
event.
you can continue to play and possibly, like Hector said, like you're already spending the day here. Hey, might as well keep playing and have another go at it to possibly win a box.
Yeah, so that's the good thing about Rob's. Like you said, if you have a bad day, bad start, maybe turn it around in a side event. He's always willing to do win a box and a little pause.
Also,
Like I
boxes
said,
are having more value. This is value. I've noticed a lot of retailers selling for like 140, not like the 110 typical. Or 120.
yeah, because
Like 150.
Tomos and
So,
Scrooges
hey,
are up the yin yang right now.
Yeah, so hey, right now, you know, box tourneys are real.
Right now, you have a chance to open $200 worth in the box or $10 if you hit any other legendary.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, as long as the box is Arcasia's Island, right? If you're opening Sail or Sail the Azurite Sea, that's like a $50 box. You know, that shit is terrible.
Which
Usually,
one?
I
Oh,
like.
so, yeah.
Well, I usually don't.
The
keep my,
set 6.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything I win, I usually like end up trading back, or if it's from the shop, then I give it to them and that. But man, it's like if I win a product, now I'm like considering actually opening because like you can go crazy on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have.
for Rob, though,
Diego.
for Rob's thing. He's also gonna have Kendall Hale there, right?
Oh yeah, I forgot to
Oh,
mention.
right,
And then he's
right,
doing
yeah.
and then he was also doing top 8 mats. It says it right here, but he
top
already
8
showed it.
Matt.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
I
we saw-
wish you would have sent it to us. We could have posted on the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, but you could edit it in.
Danny could edit it in. I think it was on his Instagram that he posted it.
But that'd be a pick probably.
Yeah.
Because those mats
last
look.
night,
You like
we-
cloth? If you're a man of culture, those mats look nice.
Yeah, those mats
We
look
saw
nice.
Yeah,
last night.
nice.
They're fresh.
Hey, perfect for a red blue main. I might have to go.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because it's red and blue. Yeah, red and blue. So, yeah, cool. So that's Rob's tournament, guys. Please let's get 90+ players there. Let's make it big. Like I said, we want these big tournaments out here. So the only way we can do it is to show the shops to not be scared that they're always gonna get these 80+ tournament player tournaments. You know, and then close to Carlos's neck of the wood. We got this tournament. If you want to talk about it, Carlos. Oh, you can't.
yeah,
You can't see it. My bad. I'm not showing you guys, but you have the picture.
Yeah, I pulled it up on my end over here. Yeah, so it's a triple case tournament in out here in San Diego. It's in Mira Mesa. They have a 64 player cap, so definitely sign up as soon as you can.
I bought my
And,
ticket already.
It's supposed to be best of
Are we
two
able to
stay.
get with the shop? Maybe we'll be able to get with the shop. No, see if like that 64 cap is 100%, or maybe they'll do what like TCG maybe did. Maybe let a couple more people in. Hopefully.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I can ask them. I'll hit them up and I'll let you know.
Better be safe than sorry. Sign up while you can too. Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
definitely sign up.
sure, yeah,
Don't
sign
be,
up while
don't
you
be like Ethan trying to sign up last minute and then getting on the wait list.
Yeah, okay, that's not real because you guys are saying, oh, you guys should have signed up and you guys got free entry. Shut the hell up.
Well, yeah, hey,
It was unexpected. It was unexpected.
If I don't get,
Super
I don't
unexpected.
get put in by the shop because I'm not sponsored. I would have signed up before though. I would have not.
No, okay, that's not real because TCG. I've played for a year and a half now, almost 2 years. TCG has never had a problem.
I
with
can.
cap.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can expect
Yeah,
why
that's
people were upset because they never cap tournaments. Like they always
Like,
put like a
and
crazy
it's not-
cap, and if they do cap, they
and
put like 128 players or something. Like
Yeah, and
That
trust me,
was an unexpected occurrence, so unfortunately there had to be a cap this time. But hopefully in the future there's not.
and we get a
also-
stream going on.
Also,
Yeah.
I checked the night before at 1 a.m. Well, it was the morning of the tournament
24
because I was
players,
testing,
bro.
and it was like 48 players of 128 cap. I was like, I'm chilling, bro. And then I wake up at 9:30, and I'm doing some cleaning around the apartment. I'm doing some cleaning around the apartment with my wife, and James was like, oh, there's 4 spots left. I was like, that's not fucking real.
That's crazy.
And so, and that was 30
Um,
minutes later. So I for sure was like, all right, I guess I'm cooked.
But yeah, so yeah, this Sunday though, out here in San Diego, come through. The tournament starts at 10, doors open at 9. So definitely get here on time.
Super early,
Be there.
super early.
Hector.
Oh my god, this is my only issue with that, dude.
I'm not-
I was
I'm not
gonna go
going.
to Rob's
I'm not
tournament,
going.
and then I was gonna go to San Diego, and I was gonna go to nightlife in San Diego, but then they keep thinking like, wait, but I gotta be up at like 8 in the morning, 8:30 in the morning the next day. It's gonna be rough. But hey,
Yeah, so-
I'll see you guys in San Diego for sure.
Yeah, so if you guys want to hit 2 tournaments up this weekend, big tournaments, decent sized tournaments, we got the Robs and then we got this one in San Diego. You guys want to make a little bit of a drive, But you guys see that little wording right there, minimum 40 players to award full pricing. We gotta get these out of these shops, guys. We gotta turn up to these events. I bet you anything, if they know that they're gonna get like 50 plus players every time, they're not gonna put that on the flyer. They're putting that because it's probably their first tournament doing it, or I don't know how many tournaments they've done. But shops are scared because some shops have gotten screwed out here, to be honest, because people don't turn up.
You don't want to nag, right? It's so bad, but we appreciate the shops that are hosting these tournaments, that are in between the DLCs, because we haven't heard anything about Worlds, we haven't heard anything about new DLCs coming out yet, or what they're planning on. So we do appreciate all these shops hosting these big tournaments for the SoCal area, and it's great, man, that the community showing out to the shops to show their support, to be like, we want to play, just like how Cesar's saying. They're gonna don't be scared. The Lorcana community is huge, and they want to come play. They want to play the game, even if it's just a little bit of a drive. San Diego's not that bad. So it's great.
For me, if you guys want me to show up shops, just throwing it out there in case you guys are listening, one a week.
One a week, I'm down.
One a week.
Yeah.
Do it. I'll show up to all of them as long as I got nothing going on the weekend. But 2 a weekends, I gotta pick one, guys. I can't do both. Come on.
Like, that would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool, right? Like if all the shop owners got together like in a meeting and they were like, hey, let's have like a circuit, right? Like an LA shop would have something, and another LA shop would have something, and then you would have to come to Riverside to another shop to have something, and it just continues to trickle to have like your own little big mini events.
Yeah, there's someone like in there, like if it's like a Red Saber Games, top even or like top of game, they got like a circuit going. That'd be crazy. That'd be insane.
Yeah,
That'd be cool. Collect stamps and something, get like promos. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Be like Pokemon, or
Right.
you gotta get all these gym battles.
Get the gym badges.
Hey man, we already collect pins, so what's the difference, right?
So yeah,
All right.
we're in Sleeveless. I know this is like their first like big tourney because they're fairly new. They had a set champs. Their first set champs was for the last set. But yeah, so shout out to them for hosting this tourney for us out here in San Diego.
Yeah, can't wait to see you guys. You see you guys San Diego come out here, so we'll be out there. I'll be out there.
Once again, just shout out to everyone there at Top Choice that made it a crazy experience. Fran, all the other people. I'm not big in the Lorcana community, honestly. I stay in my own bubble. But Lorcana Man, Phil, DJ Spins, thank you guys all for showing up. Making it public. I saw a bunch of people posting. I saw TCG shared a bunch of stories, and Fran shared a bunch of stories. Like, shout out to everybody. You guys do this community is crazy. Like, it's cool. Fortunately, I have my own little family, and I'm a bit so tied up with my own little family. Like, I just kind of keep to myself and to my testing partners. But honestly, like, I see it. Like, I see a lot of like people that it looks like they met in Lorcana, and they're all like super close friends now. Like, they're going, like, I saw Lorcana Fran like hanging out with, I forget his name all the time, but like they all went to Disneyland the other day. Like, or it looked like they were in Disneyland. Like, they all went to Disneyland. Like, that's crazy, bro. Like, this game made like a lot of people close and a lot of cool friends. I mean, even us right here, right? Like, we all talk almost every day.
I've gone out with at night.
When you're stronger, or what?
With the nightlife or whatever.
What
It's been with Lorcana people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Strong for us. We've been we've been playing this game for basically a year. We've known each other basically a year.
yeah, bro.
Like, this is coming up on
I think
2.
Carlos and Hector knew each other before, no?
Only me and Carlos,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
Like after one TDK starter deck.
I met Hector day 1. Yeah, day 1. You were playing the blue steel starter deck, and I was on the yellow.
Hey, it was always meant to be blue steel, man.
I'm like, I get it. I got the worst quote unquote decks. I was on blue steel. Oh my god, this deck sucks. And I'm like, it was meant to be all along, dude.
Yeah. And then I met
dude.
Danny at TDK. What was it? The league stuff? I think it was like
Yeah,
there too. Yeah, so that was cool too. So yeah, you make friends, and
Great.
yeah, it's crazy, bro.
Yeah, it's a great community. It's a great community.
the community's awesome.
Right? Great community.
Yeah,
Alright,
it's
we
crazy.
get a sour one.
Yeah, it's crazy. I just want to say, like, it's crazy. Like, I talk to you guys. Like, I still have like my super close friends that I've known since I was like in like 5th grade and stuff. And I sometimes talk to you guys more than them. Like, it's crazy. Like, we talk all the time. Like, we're literally like at least one word, exchange at least once every day. So, I mean, the fact that this community does that, like, it's crazy. But yeah, go ahead and head us out.
Definitely. We thank you guys if you made it all the way to the end of this video. If you happen to enjoy this content, don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. It helps us out tremendously. Once more, shout out to all the top 8 players at the TCG event. You guys killed it. Hey, green still keeping the dream alive. Blue stills and red blue, man. It's the meta, right? It's shaping out. We're seeing what the meta is shaping out to be, and we hope to see some more creative decks that maybe can strive against those. But until next time, you guys know what it is. Keep on cooking, keep on questing. Peace.
Subscribe.
Subscribe.
Expect the hideaway, but with no Maui Shark, I guess the Cusco is better, right? But some people like still hideaway even on a non Maui build. I mean, non Maui builds because you still can like drop a hideaway and drop another character, right? But I guess blue red can get too crazy ink where you can probably drop a Cusco and still drop something else as well. So I guess that's fair.
Yeah, like we're talking about off, you know, before we're online. I kind of want to go back to the hideaways just because I can't keep affording to if in turn 2 ramp. But right now, at the moment, I do think Cusco is better just because we are in a heavy peak meta. I don't see that. I don't see that changing.
He's waiting for his kid too. I love it. So yeah, Sapphire Cole is pretty busted. 2 Sapphire. All right, I'll take over. All right.